can see that it has already started it showed 25, but it started with 20. So there is some trick around it. Thanks so much. We are going to get on to a technology session here. Of course, we all have been introduced, so we will not go into the introductions anymore and we'll straight get into the topic here. We are talking of an age in which so many things are being bombarded at us. As consumers, we see that there are so many options when we, as a student, you can see that, you can use GPTs for progressing so fast. As other professional user also, you can see that your work at office has become much easier, much faster. All of a sudden, when you go back to your boss with a quickly turned around work and he's very impressed, you feel happy about it. He doesn't know that what all you have used, but I think, it's just picking up slowly. So imagine what may be happening behind the scenes when you are looking at adopting technology. So they must be just also kind of jumping on their seats. They must also be, very happy about the scenario. Maybe, actually maybe not. Because when you have too many choices and you have to spend your real money on that, it's not an easy decision. And these are technologies which may be replacing legacy systems which have been there for years, decades also at times. So are we at that transformational cusp where we can make that long hop, and go to the new side of technology? If I talk about statistics a bit, if we look at the demand side and the supply side. Supply side is of the capabilities. So today the market is flooded with capabilities, flooded also with skill sets. So there are a lot of people providing these skill sets. But if we look at demand, the demand is growing slowly. It is judging, it is evaluating, because it's right now not probably that sure that is this the technology we are looking to invest in, or we wait out some time and look at that. So that's probably one of the cusp which is there, but it's a question right now, of course, to the entire panel, and we will go in and discuss this aspect definitely. But I'll start with a little more build-up, and I'll go back 10 years on how one of the areas which purely works on real money being invested and real money being taken out of a system. This was a hedge fund corporation. Hedge funds deal with millions of dollars, billions of dollars, and there is a high velocity of turnaround through the same money which is there. It gets turned around several times during a month, essentially. So this hedge fund that we were working with, they had multiple instruments on which the money could have been put. And they were using that money using certain technical analysis, which has become a commonplace word these days, but it was not 10 years back. Not many people knew that you can enter, decide on stocks, which stocks are good for you, and you can exit in a certain period of time. So we were working with Indian data at that time, and the Indian data was at a second bar level. So bar level basically has a stock data of, in a industry, in a stock trading, you are entering and you are exiting at a certain frequency, and algorithms were being designed to be able to do that. Now, when we were very happy that we developed a system which could enter with the real money in a minute, and you could exit within the same minute using the same money. So within 1 hour, actually technically you could use the same money 60 times. So you enter, you exit, you enter, you exit, and you make more money out of that platform. Now we were startled to know that in the US, the data was at millisecond level. So when it was at millisecond level and there's high velocity of transaction, actually you can enter and exit within the same second also if velocity is high. So how many times can you transact within an hour, technically? 3,600 times you can actually enter and exit a market, and I'm talking of real money and real velocity of movement. Now, if this was 10 years back, and I went back to the same guys recently and checked with them, well, we did this like 10 years back. Technology has evolved, agentic AI, a lot of new data, guardrails have come. Would you want to make a migration and do a system which is, AI-led? You know what his answer was? The answer was, I don't know about this technology. I don't know what AI does. It's a complete black box. I don't know what is on the other side. So I'm not sure that I would put money on this system because this is my real money, millions of dollars. I'm not going to put the money in and then take it out. I'm not sure about it. And this is not an answer I got from one play. When we talk about marketing money, MarTech we are talking about, a lot of places the same kind of resistance has been there. It'll be very interesting to learn from the experience of the marketers here with that background, that what is very definitive has a great value. What is not so definitive, does it not have that value, even if it has high speed and agility built into it? So we'll start with the thoughts on this. Maybe we could start with you, Gagan, to begin with, because you have done some implementations as well. So let's hear what are the current systems that you have seen. We will baseline the system with both other gentlemen with us here, and then we'll try to build on that.
Hi everyone, my name is Gaganjot Singh. I am VP Single Interface. I lead business. At Single Interface, we are a AI retail tech platform which enable brands having physical locations, whether it's a retail store or an automobile dealer or a restaurant, to make them more discoverable online. So most of the brands we work with have 100, 200, 500, to an extent of 10,000 stores pan across India and maybe in Asia Pacific as well. So I would say after the advent of AI, we have seen there's a lot of jump in queries coming where they want to scale their both marketing campaigns as well as draw insights from places which are tier 3 and tier 4 towns. So just to be a little more specific, a large retail electronic brand here in India, where we handle probably 3,000 stores, for each and every location or a physical store, there are 8 agentic AI flows. Now we all understand that generative AI is used more for generating content, maybe text, images, but agentic AI is more goal-oriented. You have to give them a goal, they work on complex data systems, and then they come out with an output. So imagine one store in Rajasthan, probably Jhunjhunu, and their 8 agentic AI flows are helping that store grow their revenue. So just to give you some sense that it also detects that what are the other retail players doing in that particular area, what are the images customers are posting for a retail brand or a mobile brand, what are the kind of reviews coming for the new technology like a smartphone or maybe AirPods. So imagine a brand has launched and spent maybe millions of dollars on a TV campaign during an IPL or maybe a football World Cup, but the last mile is at the store or probably another channel which is e-commerce or a quick commerce. So these agentic AI workflows work in a manner where they give you next best actions, because we all understand that we are moving from AI curiosity era to AI accountability era. If I have deployed AI for a customer or a large enterprise client, then gone are the days then they were happy that they're using an AI as a technology. Now the question comes, what is the ROI and what is the accountability? So to answer that, I think some of the actionables which came out, because we all have built dashboards and insights, but hardly people talk about what are the actions and next steps. So as next steps, very, very interesting insights came out that some of the stores were opening their store a little late in the day, say 10:30, 11:30, typically in a tier 2, tier 3 town. So they were losing 20% of their customers just because they were opening their store 1 hour late. So they started opening their stores early, and they have seen a rise in a jump in their revenue. Very, very small insight that most of the comments or reviews were coming about the hygiene and to a smaller kind of a detail like that parking is unavailable at the store. So these are the things which we have trained AI at scale, multiple locations, and these I'm talking about maybe 4,000 physical touch points. We also work with brands which have a agent force or a life insurance advisors which are 50,000 feet on street in India.
Right.
So we have given, in fact, them certain goals in AI.
Right.
So the point I'm trying to make is that wherever there is scale, you require AI, you have to give the right output.
Right, right.
And right
So
goal.
I think that's a great example of how you have seen some implementation already going into the field. So it's not that it's completely dry. There are fields in which that implementation is happening. It's a technical topic. You know, the moment we talk about agentic AI, many times people feel that, oh, we don't know what's the new beast in the room.
Yeah.
So it's also, I think, very important to know when we talk about agentic AI, what actually we are talking about. It's very important to, kind of indicate that. And I'll appreciate, Rahul, if you could, speak a bit about, what agentic AI is and how does it compare with some of the standard technologies. And talking about that, if you could also baseline what you are currently doing, that'll be helpful.
Sure. Hi everyone, Rahul this side. Good afternoon. I know it's post-lunch. We'll try to keep you awake. So again, before I get into the topic of AI, again, I have a very anecdote what I tell my team as well, what's an AI, and just a small example. I'm from a tier 2 city. My dad was a government employee. I still remember in my childhood, we used to go to one single tailor who used to, do all the clothing for my entire house since my KG to my 10th standard. It was not like there was no other option in the market, but my dad never went somewhere because the tailor knew so much about us in the family that even he knew that which class I was in, whether I'm getting promoted, not promoted, what height. So the personalization was very much accurate. When we talk about AI as a business, what exactly we are seeking for? You are actually seeking for that local shopkeeper intent that doesn't treat you as an event, they treat you as a moment. It's about the moment of you, what stage you are, how you are doing it. And it's kind of a tough to do it at a scale, and that's why AI. Because all those minute piece or the macro moments which happens on your platform, right? It's very hard to judge and try to create a moment for that, but AI can help you. Now, housing.com is a classified section, right? We don't sell house. We let the consumer explore, come to the platform, look for a better property, connect to the developers. And it's one of the decisions what a family takes once in a lifetime, or hardly I would say, it's one of the most expensive decisions what a family takes. The consumer journey is very fragmented. Consumer goes from app to web to, I would say, offline. Sometimes they talk to the broker. So because the journey takes a longer time, right? And that's why we thought, let's see. So again, AI is not a buzz for us as such, because when you deal with such a fragmented system, it's important for you to collate everything in a way. 6 months back, we started with a pet project called Optimate. Now, what is Optimate? We created our own in-house performance marketing co-pilot, right? The infra is very simple. It's not very jargonish in a way. All the past data for the last 3 years for all the campaign internal attribution data ingested into a system. Meta provides you open LLM called Profit modeling, which is a time series regression. And you set up your own guardrails, because as a human, as a marketer, we know that what's the tendency. I know that in Diwali, the CPC will spike, so you don't have to take decision on that. So some guardrails around your brand tonality. And entire thing gets ingested to the goal seek. I guess that's what Sir said. So the goal seeking part. So goal seeking is just a method that you tell the system that I want X CPC in N days in Y budget, right? Now let the system compute. You have given your past trend, you have given your guardrails, you have given the time series modeling where they can see that what the forecasting, let the system optimize, and we did that. The initial results were that around 70 to 80% of our goal, if I say that, hey, I want to achieve in, suppose in Chandigarh, I want X leads in Y days and this is the budget. With all the campaign optimization, it was able to achieve around 70 to 80%, which was good for us, and it was a moment that, we developed something in-house. But the part was that was it reliable for me to go and take action, or shall I tell that agentic AI just go and make the changes? Still, we are not there because even though we had the results, we informed the team that go and please check all the campaigns. The recommendation, whatever the model is suggesting, is it accurate or not? So still we are in developing phase. But if I talk about uh, apart from your conversational bot, I guess everyone knows that on bots you're doing it on creative. But for performance marketeer, when you think about how do I optimize, if something has broken in midnight 2 o'clock, you want a co-pilot to just be on top of it and try to fix it on its own, right? And that's the aspiration what we thrive for when we are building our own internal model.
Thanks so much. I think that was comprehensive, and it does reflect on. You want to reflect on that to some extent, Abhishek?
Okay, so hello everyone. I'm Abhishek, Head of Brand Communication, Digital and PR, Oriflame India. And Oriflame is a very unique brand. I mean, in a way that we are into social selling or direct selling, I would say. So we have two part, not one. One is product side, one is through product. Entrepreneurs and business owners are created. Now the thing is with agentic AI, from the product side, I was talking to head of R&D. He's based out of Ireland, and he was saying, formulations through formulations, the product creation are so fast. Just with AI and with integration of agentic AI, it's going to be faster, way faster with the time. Now this is not even part of Martech, not department. So each department is doing their bit, and agentic AI is empowering the industry as a whole. And second bit is, see, it's not an option. And agentic AI overall transforming the way we are working. So I was just talking offline, off stage, that what happens, like we all are, I mean, some way or the other managing or managers or directors, and our fundamentals are control and command. So we command and then control a job. Now with the onset of agentic AI and hiring, it's like hiring another being, if not human but a being. Then what happens basically, from command and control, it is more like, as Rahul and Sir rightly said, that it become more goal and observant. So manager's job will transform and change completely. Now you don't have to say ki ye kaam kyun nahi hua, rather you have to say ki ye kaam kaise hua, and you need to have guardrails, because agentic AI is a brain in itself. So you have to have guardrails. Say for example, I'm taking care of brand guidelines, one example, and suddenly brand tones, and suddenly one of the agentic AI is saying, okay, this is not a great thing and it's bad. Maybe from the big data something is said. So negative guardrails need to be taken care of. So those, little things matters. So it's about how we manage a great transformation and technology that matters the most. Yeah.
Definitely. So again, thanks for bringing that context in. Are there some examples that you would like to quote, which you would have heard or seen, or you think has a potential within your own organization? You may not have done it today, but that's a piece for the future from an agentic AI standpoint.
Sure, I would say human aspiration is unmatchable. Whatever you want to aspire, you can, and that's how we grow, right? Uh, in real estate, obviously, it's the decision, what a family takes. It's multiple explore. You always, platforms like us want to be more relevant for a consumer, not to be repetitive, not to be sound kind of a, in a certain tone. We want to be warm on that because that's how the brand feel is. Let's take an example how our CRM is working right now. And I guess I'm sure everyone in all the market will relate, right? A customer comes on the platform, looks for a 3 BHK in Gurgaon, and he drops off. System goes behind that, right? The CRM system is event oriented. After 5 minutes, send a message. After 10 minutes, drop a follow-up. After 15 minutes, if he's not calling, maybe just give a call. You become so pushy, right? And suppose if customer ghosts you, and he's not coming back for 5 days, right? And again, he came back on the 6th day. Again, your journey starts. Again, your journey starts from that day saying that, hey, the customer is back, this is the event, and let's make them see, and they'll just block you. The aspiration for me is that event to moment, right? A customer was looking for a property, he dropped off, now he's coming back after 5 days. If he's checking the same locality, if he's checking the same project, he's looking at the price point more, he has downloaded the brochure, He has also seen some competitive properties in the micro market. It's for us, typical CRM thinks it's a silo event, but a agentic can understand it's a moment for a user that the customer is back in the market, back in that micro place to find out a property and he's keen towards, right? Then the communication shouldn't be autonomous saying that, just like whatever flow you have. But the agentic AI should develop that he is looking for the property with these amenities. Let's morph it. So it's not about the template what you follow in your CRM. It's about the context what you follow in the CRM. Template doesn't makes any sense. It's about the content and the context to the consumer what will impact. And I guess agentic, if applied properly, that your event to moment journey is fine and if you're able to understand, things will nail on that.
Great. Any big example, Abhishek, you want to talk about which you think can have a major impact on the marketing space? Especially there are softer areas also, like brand, for example. And you want to make sure that your communication, what you stand for does not get violated at any point in time. So are there any things, any solutions or any areas for agentic AI in that space?
Okay, I'll just not name, there are too many softwares and too many aspects, but, as Rahul rightly said, I'll give a very quick example from our own brand. So there is a small tool which can, predict your skin in next couple of years. And imagine you see and you actually understand that, your skin may get wrinkled in next 5-7 years with, the kind of blemishes you may have. And now we have, understanding of how you may experience it. Now I'm talking about very micro level, and imagine it in macro level with agentic AI. Now we understand that this person will have certain implication with the current state of skin. Now we can see that such kind of customers may be searching for anti-aging and travel for last 3 days together, anti-aging, travel and sunscreen. So we may actually through agentic AI, and imagine in millions different set of usage, and imagine that we create bundle automatically. Agentic AI is creating bundle and sending it to the customer, saying even the person before buying the flight ticket, that they have option that if you're flying somewhere, this is your skincare otherwise skincare pack, otherwise your skin will get tanned or XYZ. So this is exactly how agentic AI from offline experience to online experience is completing a 360 with personalized feedback loop. So that's, I think, very important.
Excellent. So I think that's a great point again. So what we heard just now, that from my earlier part that I was speaking, that there's great supply. I'm sure that you have experienced the same, that there is good amount of supply. We have already seen that there are some good use cases which have been there, and you do see that agentic AI can help, and other kind of CRM automations can also certainly help. But the adoption definitely is not at par currently. So what do you think have been the key pushbacks? And if we can have quick, like two-line reaction to that, starting with you, Gagan, because you are implementing, and then from both of you, Gagan and Abhishek, from Rahul and Abhishek, sorry.
I think this challenge is faced by not only this technology, AI, but any new tool, adoption becomes a real challenge, and that too at the ground level. So we did a survey, only 20% of the stores I'm talking again about the physical locations, physical stores. Now their livelihood depends upon that sole store, but still they are not adopting the latest technology which can help their business grow, right? So I would say the adoption is one of the biggest challenge, and it's a mindset problem that there are so many tools are available and technology available in the market. Which one to adapt, and which one to lose. So I think if the adoption increases, then I can see it giving, then probably from AI accountability, we move to
Perfect.
a lot of business.
What do you think, Rahul?
So I guess for me, the other challenges like data, those things can be fixed, as I mentioned, right? It's about the fragmented ownership. I run a org, I have a product team, I have a CRM team, I have a tech team, I have a legal team, right? the ownership for the agentic AI, legal doesn't want to automate, or maybe legal has some their own apprehension. Product wants more control. CRM wants more recency to be on that, right? So this ownership for a one agentic AI to cater all the departments, automate a decision layer is something which is again it's a cultural, or I would say the mind shift problem. It's everything can be fixed, data can be cleaned, data can be segmented. We did that as a small level, right? But to apply to a larger pool is something which is across all the departments so that they get aligned to the goal. And second part, if the agentic AI response is probabilistic, we are skilled in order to read a dashboard, we are skilled to do RCA. But when your responses are probabilistic, still I could say that skill set needs to be developed in the market, that how do you judge when the response is probabilistic, not a deterministic in that.
Great.
Yeah.
Last one line.
So very quickly, I think Rahul and Gagan already answered. I would say, it's fundamentally mindset. So anything which is new will always get a pushback, but we don't have choice. So mindset need to be shifted to, let's do it. Yeah.
Great, Abhishek. So thanks. I think, we have at least seen the potential of what agentic AI brings on the table, the great choices that we have in terms of supply, but in terms of making a real adoption mindset, I would say the quantum of change it can bring, that is also a fear in a way, and definitely the fragmented design that we were talking about. So I think with that, we are good to conclude, and we hope that agentic AI and other kind of AI interventions take on and are being and are well adopted by the marketing and other spaces. So look forward to that. Thank you so much, panel here.